Hello, Miss View or Miss Frissy, or someone who will watch this video or checked this video for me. My name is Azi from Boyle class, if you don't remember, and I'm in this program now, but I don't have my name tag. You know, the red name tag, I have this one. This is the green one, and it's for for GTC program. And I need the red one because now I'm in TC program. I lose my name tag because on last Friday when I attended the morning speaking with the MS, the Mastering System program, I was come late. And yeah, I got the punishment. The punishment is making 30 minutes video, and they took my name tag. And if I want to take my name tag back, I want to get my name tag back to me, I need to submit 30 minutes video talking about our last topic in I'm so sorry. This is 5:48 a.m. before I go to basic English course, before I start my class with you, my study club with one of you maybe. And yeah, I'm so sorry for my voice because it's so early to make video to talking that much, and it's for 30 minutes. And by the way, I need to set 30 minutes until 6:15. Okay, I want to talk about the last topic in morning speaking, and that is was the childhood memories. I don't really like my childhood memories actually, but yeah, I like some of them maybe. My childhood memory, maybe I will talk about when was I born. I was born in 2000. I was born in January 2000, and my childhood memories start from maybe 2004. I remember from that year some moment I remember from that year, and I will tell you about how I lived at that age. When I was four years old, I lived with my parents, with my little sister, and my little sister and I. Our difference, our gap age is 2 years, because she was born in 2002. So when I was 4 years old, of course she is 2 years old. 2 years old, yeah. And at that time, I hadn't go to elementary school. It should be in the kindergarten, but I didn't go to kindergarten, so I just follow my parents, and my parents and I mean my family, didn't live in our regular home. Our regular home in a small village, not really small, it's a normal village. Like, I have a lot of neighbors. There's a school, a kindergarten, an elementary school, a junior high school near my home. But my father's job was that he how to say that in English? I'm so sorry. I'm looking for. In front of me there is a laptop. I need this because I hope the brightness of this laptop, the light. I will use the light. I don't know how to say that, but I use the light to light. What was that in English? I need the light because the lamp is behind me, so if I didn't use this, maybe my face will look dark, and I don't like it. Wait. And I using the dictionary to find some words. I want to talk about my parents' job first. My parents manage. I just look for that because I forget. My parents manage a manufacturer, like a traditional manufacturer. They made some. What's that for top? A tile, Tatile, something that we use on the rooftop, so our home will save from the sun bright and the rain. Yeah, we have a traditional manufacturer made something like that, and the place of our manufacturer is not it's far from our home. It's in a small land. It's in a small field, and the field is in the center, in the middle of the rice field, and the rice field is so wide, so large, and in the middle of the rice field there is a small field, and there is building, traditional building, and it's my father's sorry, how to say fabric, like the fabric. Should I say that? I thought fabric is from like clothes, it's fabric, but I don't know. But that place is in the middle of the rice field, and there is a room, a kitchen, also a bathroom. So because at that time I haven't gone to elementary school, I didn't even go to the kindergarten, and my little sister is still like small, so that my parents decide to live there to minimize wasting time on the way from home to the place that my parents work. And my parents own that fabric actually, and that's why they need to come like early before the employees come, and they need to take care of us on the way. And for them maybe it's a bit hard because two children, small children, and we don't have transportation at that time. I mean the private transportation. My father didn't have motorcycle at that time, so we used the general transportation from the government, and it's take a bit like long time, and we need to walk from, because the place is in the middle of the rice field, so we need to walk maybe more than 2 kilometers, more than 2 kilometers. Well, and when they take off from the would say that from the transportation, they need to walk like 2 kilometers, and I just a little. And usually, I still remember that usually my mother will pick me up. No, my mother will take care of my daughter because she just 2 years old, and I will be picked up with my father. Usually, he put me in his shoulder, one of his shoulder, and we walked like for almost 2 kilometers, I think. That's why we live there in the middle of the rice field without neighbor. Our neighbor is just the same place like that, and there's no kid. Also, yeah, I didn't have friend at that time. They're just adults, some people who works. So I didn't have friends before I went to elementary school. At that place, I learned how to read. I did something that should I do in the kindergarten, and I learned how to read, I learned how to write, and my father teach me. The first time I learned to write, I don't even use a pencil. I use my father's ball pen for work. And for me, it's just like weird because usually you use pencil for learn to write because we can erase the handwriting if something wrong. Because of course we still learning, and I use my father's ball pen, but it's okay. I still learn, and I can write now. I can read also. I'm really good at reading actually because I like reading since I was a kid. And I remember there is the first time I learned how to ride a bike. Oh my god, I still remember that. My father gave me a small bike, and I think it's my nephew, and it's not a new bike actually, but I can use it for learn how to ride. And yeah, of course, for me, for playing by myself, like just go round and round by that bicycle. And I still remember the small bicycle colors. That small bicycle's color is purple. It's purple, and at the first time there's a field. Of course, we usually. I'm just sorry, someone texted me. Is usually what's that? Drying, the drying the material there. Okay, here's Shifa texts me. She asked me if I made the video for take and everything. I'm just doing it. Okay. I just remember that at that time I learned how to ride a bike with my father. He held the saddle of the bike, something that we use for sitting in the bicycle. He held that while we go round and round in the field, the place for drying the material. It's just a bit, yeah, it's large. It's enough for me for learn how to ride bicycle. He held the back of my saddle, and I was thought that he never took it off. I thought what's that? I thought he never took off. How to say that? Put off. I thought he still held my shuttle, my bicycle, but I just screaming like, Dad, don't take it off, like don't let me go by myself, I'm afraid. But I still going, like I keep going, I go over there, and while I just turn left, turn around, I just saw my father just sitting like so far from me in front of our room. And I was like, huh? So I go by myself, and my dad is just sitting there while enjoying his coffee. Like, but I'm so proud of me because I did it, and I just know that that's how the way when we teach someone to learn bicycle, and I learned from that. I mean, it's kind of amazing. It's made me realize that. Human memories, it's amazing. Sometimes we just underestimate a little child. We do something bad in front of them and think that maybe they will not understand or they will not remember. But no, I remember almost all of my moment at that age. Maybe I didn't understand at that time, but because I still remember like every scene of every moment. Now I remember, now I understand. I mean, like, oh, that is something happened at that moment. The meaning. Yeah, from that I realize I amazed about human memories for that age, and I use that. From that memory, I use the way my father teach me to ride a bicycle. I use it to teach my three of my cousin. I think not cousin. Nephew, three of my nephew. I mean my big sister's children. I teach them, I taught them how to ride a bike, like three of them. I mean all of them. I use that knowledge how to ride bicycle to teach them. That's something that I still memorize. I still remember what do I do? I still remember at that age when I live in in the middle of the rice field. Something that I still remember that I think that is a pity to live in there is because there's no electricity. I know it's a manufacturer, but it's traditional manufacturer, and it's in the middle of the rice field. There's no neighbor, so we don't have an electricity at that time. At that age, when almost a lot of us watching TV in the morning, maybe I didn't do that. We have no electricity. Of course, we don't have television too, but I have television on my regular home, and we go back to our regular home just like once a week, like every Monday, every Sunday, sorry, because Sundays the manufacturers will off, and I have no electricity. When I study at night, I use the small lamp with fire. What's that? How to say that? It's just like when we go camp. Well, actually, when we go camp, we usually use like electricity battery now. Yeah, by that time we just use fire for the light. It's amazing experience for me. At the time, I think like, what do I do here? What did I do here? Why we have a normal house, but why do we live there? I understand it's because, yeah, it's because for some reason, and it's being amazing experience for me. If I didn't live there, maybe I will not have this kind of experience, live without smartphone. But actually at the time, yeah, we have no smartphone. Even the cellular phone, my parents use it. I mean, my parents have the cellular phone in 2005, I think. I still remember. And with Nokia. Yeah, that's my parents' first phone, a cellular phone. And I study with my dad at night, so we use a small fire and a ball pen, how to write and how to read Al-Quran. Yes, my father teach all of that, and my father is a bit hard, and I'm afraid with him if when I study, so I need to study hard, so I will not get that. So my father will not get mad. He a bit easy to angry. But he's good. He never even not never he have ever hit me, yeah, because I'm so naughty, and I accept that. And when I start my elementary school, I will go back to my regular house, but because my parents need to go to work, so when we go to in the morning, when I go to the elementary school, my father and my mother also go to work, and usually they come back at 5 or maybe 6 p.m. So because I am just alone in my home, and my little sister still follow my parents to go work, because no one will take care of her in my home. So that when I go back from my elementary school at 10 a.m. I think, I'm afraid if I go back to my home, because there's no one there, and it's like a bit for a little child like me. It's that house was so big, but actually it's not really big. It's just like we have only 4 rooms, but for a little child, 6 years old, it's big. So I always go back to my neighbor house, and my parents entrust me to them. It's still our family. It's my grandmother, but not real grandmother, but it's a grandma. And I always go back to my neighbor's house after I finished my study. I finished my class in the elementary school. I usually go back to that house to watching TV, and they take care of me, give me lunch, and I will go back to my home at 5 or maybe 6 p.m. And that was in the first grade of elementary school. But in the 3rd grade, I usually go back to my home, because I am not afraid anymore, because and when at 3rd grade of elementary school, I was almost 10 years old, 9 years old, yeah, 9 years old, so I can take care of myself. So, and something that I remember when I was in the 3rd grade of elementary school, my school is near a river. And at that time, when I was 9 years old, of course, it's 2009. And I just went in 2009. The river was so clean. And this is the school, the river, and the field, the rice field. That's cool for me now, because I have moved to the city, live in the city for a long time, so it's a rare view for me. And at that time, I go to my school every day to see that view. And the funny things is, me and my classmates at that time, our class is in the back, the last class exactly near the river, maybe only 50 kilometers. What did I do? 50 meters or 100, I think. 100 meters, 100 meters from our class to the river. So when we, when our break time, how to say that? Yeah, when we have our break hours at school, we usually go to the river. Why? Because we can play there. And at that time, we don't have toilet in our school. We have, but it's so dirty, like human cannot use the toilet. I don't know why. It's a pity. It's something that I really hate at that time. And when I in elementary school, their toilet was insane. So that's crazy. It's so dirty, like human cannot using that toilet. And we usually go to the river if we want to take a pee or even to take a dump. I mean, at that time we 9 years old, but we don't feel like shy when we have to take a dump, because it's very seldom someone to pass that way near the river, so that we feel like it's just us there near the river. And we often go to the river when I go to the toilet. I will ask permission to my teacher in the class, like, sir or miss, can I go to the toilet? Yeah. Usually one of my friends accompany me, and we didn't go to the toilet. We go to the river to take a pee, to take a dump. And the funny moments is because we really like that place. We always play there. Even when our break hours. Usually when our break hours, we go to the canteen and take some food. But we don't. We go to the river to take a dump together, like 12 people, I think. The girls from my class, it's about 12 people, maybe 10 people. We go to the river to take a dump together. And in the river, there's some stones, and we choose our own stones at that time. And after at third grade of elementary school, we just learned about sociology. Not sociology, but what's that? What's that? That's sociology. I forget. The geography. My brain. Geography. We learned about geography. So we just learned about how many province how many island in Indonesia, there is a lot of so many islands. I know one of big island is Java, of course, Kalimantan, Sumatra, and then what else? Sulawesi. And you know what? We have our own stones, and every stones we give the stones name by the Indonesian island. That was so funny. Like, how come that idea come to us? It's because we just learned about geography at the time. So that was so funny. So we learn and we learn. We give our own stones name by the islands, Indonesian islands name. And yeah, we can save our money because we never go to the canteen at break hours. Our break hours, we just go to the river, or sometimes we go to the canteen, but we take the food to enjoy the food near the river because that place was so cool, even though it's like a bit disgusting because we used it for take a dump. But it's like a big river, not really big, but it's a bit large river. But the what's that? But the current, it's not really hard, so that we can play over there on the river. That's cool. We save our money at that time. I almost never spend my money. But usually, I go to the canteen before the class starts, so I breakfast I breakfast at school. So that's when our break hours is go to the river and enjoy my time with my friends. Yeah, that was my childhood memory that I still remember until now. Okay, I think it's almost, or maybe more than 30 minutes, so that I will upload this video without edit anything because I have no time to edit. I will go to BBC in 15 minutes. Okay. I have to close this video. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I can get my MTech again and I will not do the same mistakes. Of course, I get this punishment because I was late and I will never late again. I hope. Thank you so much for watching.